Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. Have you noticed how much is shifting in your life? Have you noticed that you're getting back on the right path and you just feel that what you're doing right now is what you should do? Have you noticed that surrendering and trusting to the universe has become more natural than ever before? Maybe you've noticed that your old perspective of life has slowly started shattering and you've started to see things more clearly. Like, when you get to the top of the building and suddenly you see around you things more clearly, you can see the path, you can see the destination or the path towards destination more clearly. It's happening because your energy is rising. And when the energy is rising, we start to experience greater clarity in the mind. And when we start to experience greater clarity, we start to look on life through a different lens of perception, right? And that's where we start releasing the toxic energy from the past, old beliefs, old thinking patterns, old ways of how we were looking on people around us. And we start cleansing our energy system and suddenly we start to feel lighter. Is this happening to you? And of course we need to rest and reflect a little bit of our life so we can notice what's happening, what's going on. All that intense energy that is present right now, you can go outside and you can feel it, right? The full moon that is coming from today to tomorrow, that great alignment between the sun, earth, and the moon is also helping you to align your mind, body, and heart to experience that powerful transcendence into the new version of you. And because that shift of energy is happening so fast, it's sometimes hard to notice where we are. We are shifting so fast from old version of us into the new version of us that sometimes we still find ourselves looking on life through old beliefs, but we know that those beliefs are not true anymore, that this is not us anymore. That's why sometimes it feels like we are kind of lost a little bit, or shocked would be a better word to use. Sometimes we feel shocked because, we just feel more in tune with that intuitive sense of what's right. And we just can't fit into the old ways of behaving, right? Does it feel familiar to you? It's because you're moving through profound changes. And if you've become more aware of it, you may most probably notice that also people around you, many people around you started moving through those changes as well. That's why we are becoming more aligned with our soul purpose, where we notice, where we feel naturally drawn to. Something I often mention to you. Do you feel that? And it is something truly important to recognize, because there's a path written in the stars for you. And that path is becoming more clear and more recognized than ever before. So what is that path? That path is the path that is teaching you how incredible you are. That path is teaching you how to notice your greatest potentials. That path is teaching you about all your talents. That path is teaching you about how strong your mind is. And that path is also teaching you to be patient. And it is teaching you to surrender, and it is teaching you to become more authentic than ever before. So you may notice that you're walking on that path for your whole life, but in the past you thought that you're living just for others, or things around you may be causing you to suffer. And it may be true, yes, things around you may be causing you to suffer. But at some point you've noticed that even suffering can be transformed into a breakthrough, right? Pain can transform into process, and challenge can transform into change. And when it happens once, we may think, well, it was a lucky day, it was a great day. But then it happens twice, and then we see other people are going through this kind of transitions as well. The things that caused them to suffer in the past, they've actually recognized that people around them are just the reflection of their deepest wounds. Some people found therapists, some people found books, some people found meditation to be helpful for them. And when we start dealing with that and working on it, we actually get our power back, because we notice that there's so much we can change, and change happens with awareness. And awareness is leading us to acceptance, and acceptance is leading us to transition. Because when we start accepting, we stop blocking, we stop running away. And that's where we clear the blocks. That's where we unblock our energy channel, and we become more pure than ever. And pure, imagine a pure water. You can see through it. You can drink it. You can rejuvenate yourself with it. That's the symbol of pure energy. When you are pure, you feel cleansed. You feel vibrant. You feel rejuvenated. You feel creative. You feel ready to do what's important to you. You feel ready to make the necessary changes. You focus on what is in your power to change, and you let go of what's not in your power to change. That's what is liberating us. That's what is bringing us that sense of freedom. And when we notice that we are actually moving through this kind of changes, we always or often need to remind ourselves of what we value the most about ourselves, because that's where we notice the uniqueness of our soul. What I value the most about myself. Because if I ask this question to myself, I will come across answers like, I value my creativity, my sense of creativity. I value that sense that I love to be alone often, so I can in tune with my inner self, so I can tap into that part of my imaginative self where I can download new ideas, right? That the power of imagination. And I value about myself that kindness that I have for others. That doesn't matter how broken may be sometimes my perception of others, I'm still able to be kind towards them. And I value about myself the ability to ground myself, the ability to calm my mind, the ability to in tune with my heart and to sense what's right at this moment. So ask yourself, what do you value about yourself? So you will stop judging yourself and you will start valuing yourself more. It will help you to stay in that pure vibration, and it will help you to cherish yourself, to appreciate yourself for who you are. Because in the past we've been kind of trained to think that we need to adapt ourselves to the standards of others so we could be okay with ourselves, so we could be happy with who we are. But the truth is that We are all here, unique droplets of the source. Like each soul is here a unique energy that needs to find its uniqueness so we can bring more of it to the world, right? And we know that, but still it's hard sometimes, especially when our environment is not supporting that process. That's why I remind you that your environment is teaching you to become your greatest you can be, by overcoming what you think that is challenging. But sometimes overcoming will happen by accepting that we don't need to change what's outside of us. Because when we start to see everything outside of us as a reflection of our inner self, we'll always ask ourselves, why those people are always angry towards us? Why those people are treating us like there's something wrong with us? Why those problems are still repeating? Right? And we notice what we are ignoring about ourselves. Am I avoiding certain relationships because of certain guilt, shame, or fear? Well, that's what can you do. You can overcome those emotions, because that's in your power. Because of your ancestors, those emotions may be still present within you, but you don't need to be controlled by them. Of course, overcoming something like guilt or shame can be really, really hard, but that's what is helping us to improve our character, to become more true towards ourselves and to others. So just remind yourself that you are already a champion, that you don't need to change yourself for anyone, that you are already a champion, my friends. In the eyes of the universe, you are already a champion. And what's in front of you is bigger than you can imagine. And in order to make things happen that you want, you need to stay true to yourself. And you need to make sure that your energy stays pure. And it doesn't mean that you shouldn't think negative thoughts and you shouldn't experience negative emotions. It's all part of life. So stop judging good and bad, but rather make sure you take care of the rejuvenation that you need. You know, going into the forest and suddenly you feel lighter, take care of that. Make sure that you recharge your batteries. I always remind you that. Tap into gratitude and abundance will flow to you. Release the old and something new, lighter will come to you. When you will ground yourself, you will feel more stable and powerful. When you will feel worthy and you will know that you deserve the very best will come to you. When you will release the fear and trust into that divine strength that is within you, your life will start reflecting that. So, you see, every single moment you have an opportunity to turn on that flame of trust. Because each flame can turn on a fire, right? And it all starts with a single step. So my friends, trust into yourself and trust that everything is unfolding in front of you the way you want to see it, or even greater. I mean by that everything you think you desire will happen even in a greater way, because deep inside you, you know what's best for you. And sometimes what's best for you is not how you think things should happen, but they will always happen the way they need to happen for you, so you can become your greatest you. So accept everything that's coming towards you, because that's what is teaching you to become your greatest you, my friends. So for this present energy and for tomorrow's full moon, go into the reflection of your past and see what you're valuing about yourself. See what is making you unique. See how grounded you are. See what are you releasing right now, or how many of toxicity you've already released in the past. And see how better it make you feel. To notice what kind of patterns actually work for you. And reminder that make self-care a priority is something that we just need to, imprint into our minds, because we often forget about it. But that's what helps us to recharge our batteries the most. So if you're that kind of a person that's always there for others, be there for yourself right now and nurture yourself the way you want to be nurtured. Be kind towards yourself, my friends. And this is it for today. I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, and power. Have a beautiful day. Until next time, one love.